Well, welcome back. We are here for Winey Wednesday with Bob Mazza from Mazza Wines. And New Year's Eve is just a few days away. Let's talk about some of your sparkling wines that many people might be indulging in this weekend.
Yeah, thank you very much for having us here again. And yeah, the year went by very quickly this year, and it's New Year's Eve almost. And of course, we want to talk about sparkling wines because that's where the lion's share of sparkling wines in the industry are sold, is generally during the holiday season, especially for New Year's. We refer to them as sparkling wines. Prior to 2005, actually, we used to call them champagne, but we reached an agreement with the European Union, and we weren't going to steal their names anymore, like Rhine, Mosel, and Burgundy, and Champagne was another one of those. So after 2005, we came up with our own names, so we call them sparkling wines. And we make essentially three different types, if you will. The perfect bubbly is actually an artificially carbonated wine. In other words, it does not really ferment in the bottle. We introduce CO2 to give it the effervescence, so it tends to be a little fruitier and a little bit lighter, very, very popular for mimosas. Pet Nat is probably one that not a lot of people have heard about. It's actually kind of like a hazy beer, if you will. It's sparkling wine that's fermented in this bottle, but then it's not totally clarified, so it still has a little bit of a haze to it, and that's fine. That's indicative of the style of wine that Pet Nat is. And we make a couple of those. We make a rosé out of Pinot Noir, and we also make a Riesling. And then, of course, our traditional, which is our sparkling Riesling, Chardonnay, and Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir is actually a red variety of wine normally, but you can also make what we call a Blanc de Blanc. In other words, a white wine, a Blanc de Noir, white wine from a red variety of grapes. So Pinot Noir, even though it's a red variety of grape, we actually make just a slight rosé out of it in our sparkling wines. So that's our selections.
Now, if people haven't gotten their sparkling wines yet, are they still able to get them from you guys?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We have good inventory. Used to be when we made small quantities and they were very seasonal, we would run out. Now we've really upped our game a little bit in terms of equipment. We just recently purchased a corking machine and a wire hooding machine that puts the wire hoods on automatically. So we've upped our game considerably in terms of our production line so that we can keep up with the demand.
Perfect. We have all the information on your screen right there, especially if you want to get in touch with Mazza Wines. Bob, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about some of these sparkling wines, especially as we gear up for New Year's Eve. Hard to believe, 2024, just a few days away.
Yeah, it really is. Let's hope for a better 2024 than we've had in 2023.
Absolutely, Bob. Thanks so much for joining us today for Winey Wednesday.